I'm here to talk about why I believe there are many low-value women out there. And you might be listening to this and thinking that you are, in fact, a high-value woman. And I want to bring you into awareness that there's always room for improvement. So, you might think that you've got what it takes to be labeled as a high-value woman, but do you really? A low-value woman is one that thinks that she has intrinsic value, but she's actually a woman who is trying to trick other people into thinking that she's actually valuable. Intrinsic value means that she is naturally valuable and she holds certain traits. And what traits do you think those are? For me, a high-value woman is a woman who can be in a relationship or not, but I will discuss the ones that are in a relationship. So, in a relationship, a high-value woman will be seeking to understand her partner rather than defaulting to judgment all the time. This is a woman that is comfortable in her own skin and usually is very comfortable with the different parts of herself. This type of a woman, which is considered a high-value woman, is one that acknowledges that she has both dark qualities within her and both light qualities. So she gets to see her shadow self. She's no longer living in illusions, thinking that she's high value. This type of woman has multiple ways in her life through which to feel like she is enough. She's been through a lot. This type of woman is very generous. And not only in herself, but she is also generous. And she knows what investment is. So investment for her has all to do with herself, how she invests time for herself to improve herself. And she also has the value of knowing the importance of investing in her partnership. So she's not one that is avoiding responsibility for her life and her relationships, but one that is ready and has been able to be accountable for the shortcomings for her relationship and where that has led. And as a high-value woman, she's there to bring value to the table, not to take value, and not to pretend that she's got value. So you see, a high-value woman definitely stands out compared to low-value women. A high-value woman will only be seen by partners which they themselves are high value. This type of woman is actually a value to men. In relationships, it doesn't matter how we're feeling inside, whether we are confident or lacking in self-esteem, but if one shows up with value, there's a polarity that happens that naturally men gravitate towards. And that is where the answer lies. If you want to be successful in your relationships, you need to learn how to become valuable. Because if you allow yourself to present value, you are going to make the dating life much more easier. So that means reprogramming yourself to lead with value and remembering that relationships are there not for you to take. You also must be giving. There's always has to be a receive and taking. A high value woman is one that has been through a lot and knows the importance of how showing vulnerability of thyself is very, very important, because without that, there can be no high value relationships. So always you need to remember to lead with value, because that is what is going to make you fascinating and emotionally attractive to the opposite sex. A low value woman has a sense of entitlement. She thinks that she's high value. And what I need to tell you here is that men don't owe you anything. Women don't owe men anything. You prove your value to them in the dating stages, and you earn your rightful place in the person that you have in your life right now. Just because you think that the man should doesn't mean that you're valuable just by thinking like that. So you see, a high value man will be more generous towards the right woman in their life. Just because you assume that the man should technically do something or provide for you doesn't mean that that man will want or even feel good to provide for you. A man can feel good and they can be even more generous towards you when you don't have entitlement. And you need to understand that. Just because you're claiming to have a bunch of standards for how men should be treating you doesn't make a difference. Because usually the standards that you have of how men should be treating you, they usually come from a place of hurt, pain, resentment, and even insecurity. And you might hate me for calling you out with these things. Some people's got fake standards. They might show they're this great woman out there, but in reality, it's not all that. It's not all that. And if you're not happy with your relationships right now, you need to understand that the expectations that you put out there, what you're seeking, and you're not getting it. You've got those expectations because you're not meeting them yourself. If you're looking for somebody to give you high value, you first need to put that value in yourself. Are you the primary focus? In which way have you put value into yourself? How emotionally and spiritually generous are you? Are men giving to you? Are they willing to give to you? Or do you constantly feel that you have to beg for things? Have you taken the high road in your relationships? Did you try to give value? Because you need to take the high road. So taking the high road for me means you need to make yourself sensitive to whether the person that you are with right now is capable of reciprocating to you or not. And if they're not, you first need to work on yourself and stop being an entitlement sucker. Because all that's going to do is just leave you fighting with the other person, like fighting for the resources that you're looking for. And it's going to continue a cycle of going on and on and on. Have you been sensitive with yourself? Have you been aware of how you've been behaving? Are you withholding feelings of how you feel when you're in a relationship? Are you being an invulnerable person? Because a high value woman is naturally vulnerable. Because vulnerability is a strength. Low value women are invulnerable. You might be a type of woman who loves to show people that you've got everything under control. Yet, you may be trying too hard to be worthy that you may have lost touch with your vulnerability. If you're expecting things from your person and you're feeling entitled, then you're not vulnerable to life. And if you're not vulnerable, then that means that you're insensitive. And that insensitivity is passed on to your relationship right now. And your man picked up on it already. In order to connect, you need to go back and discover and remember and teach yourself how to feel again and how to be sensitive. Because sensitivity is required to be a feminine. And it's the only way that you'll be able to connect with your person. Because without a connection, there's never going to be depth of value in your relationship. And I understand there are times that women should not be sensitive and they should be invulnerable, but vulnerability doesn't mean that you try to virtue signal about how invulnerable other women are. And it doesn't mean that you need to over-reveal information about yourself. Vulnerability is just something that it could just simply mean to just be, to let yourself be. Vulnerability means that you have a willingness inside of you to go first. And you might be telling me, what does she mean, go first? What does that mean? It means that you have to give your playfulness first. You have to give your understanding first, and you have to give your joy and your humor. You have to give the opportunity to hear what you believe in rather than letting your partner hear all about what you expect. And especially if it's a person that you're just trying to get to know or you just met them, it should not often be about what you expect. It should be about what it is in life, and perhaps also what it is beyond yourself that you believe in and have faith in. Don't blindly chase after things. You might be chasing for getting things in your life. Man or a woman, everyone's done that. I've done that. Stop being in your own little la-la land because you're completely oblivious to the feedback that your partner is giving you. Because right now, it shows that you're in it for yourself only. If a man isn't interested to cooperate with you, you get that signals, you get the signals. You get the signals one way or another, don't you think? With all those fights going on, you're missing the signals because you're completely unaware that the other person is even sending you any signals. Have you ever tried to initiate things? And I also want to point out something else. Just because you are desired by your man, it's very different to being valued by your man. If your man is not giving you what you want, it shows that your behavior is draining the other person of their valuable time, of their energy, and the attention. It's either you're going to have a desirable result or an undesirable result. A desirable result is one in which you feel quite healthy and you've got lots of energy. You're a woman that can add value, that you are happy to connect with him, and is easy when adding the value to the person. You're generous with your time, with your energy, and understanding, and you appreciate. On the contrary, to your man, you can be undesirable when you're in poor health, when you don't have energy, when you're lacking in energy, when you are creating a disconnect due to your low self-esteem, and you might even be focused on trying to be more worthy to your partner. You have a sense of entitlement, and you're looking to take value in every situation that you can. Do you have the desire to want to meet your man at his level? Do you have the ability to get out of yourself and understand and relate and to connect with him? This is all has to do with partnership, and it's not about taking for yourself. It is about us. It is about we. It's about being generous. It's about being the team, and it's about caring deeply for the other person outside of yourself. Are you living in compassion in your relationship? Or is it just one-dimensional for you? Or is it frustrating? Is it restricting you? Are you still trying to keep up with the image that you are a compassionate person all the time? How is your level of respect towards your partner? Are you appreciating them? How far are you connecting with your person? Because there's different levels of connection. Is fear keeping you back from the connection? Is pride keeping you back? Is your ego keeping you back? You need to be in a place when you're able to easily connect with your partner, and a place where you can act from your heart, right? Whether you're angry with him, but you always need to do so, and it always needs to come from a loving place and a nurturing place. Just because you're angry doesn't mean you can't be angry from the heart. It's all about becoming and accepting every part of yourself so that there's more of you to give to the other person. Because every part of you has incredible value to give. And when you can give access to yourself, when you can give more parts of yourself, then there will be a wider range of value that you can offer to your person. You need to be a woman in which your behavior and your values show to your person that you are internally resourceful. So what do I mean by that? It means that you have the energy to do what needs to be done. Emotionally and physically, you are resourceful. So you're taking care of your own self. And of course, the emotional resourcefulness. Working on yourself first. Working on your shit. Working on your traumas. Working on your problems. Because you are the problem. It's not the other person. It's never about the other person. You are the problem. You might hate me for saying that, but it's the truth. How are you radiating yourself out there? What value do you have? Have you introspected? Do you see, perhaps, the masculine traits that you hold? How is your femininity? Have you been working on yourself? When you're losing touch with your femininity, that can lead the relationship downwards. How are you taking care of yourself? How is your appearance? Because your appearance is your inner state of mind. Have you lost taking care of yourself? How's your posture? How's your voice? How's your clothing? How's your personal hygiene? Did you stop caring about yourself? Have you? Are you wearing your scruffy old clothes because you're trying to hide in the shades of your mediocrity? Why aren't you taking pride in caring about yourself anymore? You used to. You used to take care of yourself. Taking care of yourself is a forever process. It's the quality that you're going to give to yourself. Are you even trying? And I'm not telling you to go overboard about carrying yourself with your appearance, but you understand what I mean. You need to also take care of your health. You need to be mindful about what you're eating. Sometimes the weight stacks up when we're just not feeling well in relationships, and we eat as comfort of the stuff that we're not ready to face, and our body is showing us that something is not running smoothly within us. How have you been neglecting yourself and your partner? Have you been caring about your partner? Have you been supporting him to achieve what he might want to achieve? Or are you constantly asking things from him and you're not getting them done yourself? Do you care about their dreams, about their goals, about their ambitions, about their health? Are you extremely self-centered? Are you lacking empathy? Are you a good relationship material the way you are right now? You don't think there's better women out there that can give your man better? Did you ever think about that? That if you stop working on yourself, that you have a high risk of potential of losing your partner, and you might be blaming if that moment comes, or if your partner cheated on you, or has been deceptive, or has been lying. You might be constantly questioning your worth and why maybe some things have happened and you can't get over them. Well, it's time to look inward, because it has nothing to do with them. Nothing to do with them. How emotionally stable have you been? How have your mood swings been? What are they trying to tell you? Do you feel secure within yourself? Do you feel secure of your own worth? How are you feeling? How are you truly feeling? Are you owning up to what you're feeling? Or are you just keeping everything inside? What type of language skills do you have? Are you intelligently communicating to your partner? Because it's very important to learn the skills of communication. Do you take the time to read and take care of understanding what it takes to build a great relationship? If you're seeing that things are not well, why aren't you taking the time to invest in yourself, to make things better? That is, if they can be made better. But I'm sure they can be made better. Are you constantly feeling bored? Do you feel that you're bored? Are you expecting your partner to lead you out of that state? Is your boredom causing you to be perhaps argumentative and bad-tempered towards your partner? And it's always a constant cycle over and over again? Would you consider yourself a high-quality life partner by behaving that way? Or is there room for improvement for yourself? How about becoming better at conversing with your partner? How about, if you're feeling bored, how about being open to the possibility of making friends? Or how about making your partner be your friend instead of the enemy? How about stopping the small talk and getting comfortable with opening your mouth in a non-reactive way and engaging in bigger talks? How about getting to know that person that you're with? How about asking questions? How about getting skills and learning how to bond with your person instead of pushing them away? Have you got those social skills? Can you find ways to release the tension that you guys are going through? Are you deflecting on the other people? Are you making them your enemy? Are you playing games without understanding that you're playing games because you can't be honest with your partner? How are you investing in him? Are you pretending that it doesn't bother you, or you're leaving it for a later date until you completely have a steam outburst? Are you trying to make your partner sometimes upset? Are you trying to make them jealous? Are you threatening that you're going to break up with them? Are you comparing? You should be investing in ways to build your partner up. Where has your fondness and admiration gone for that person? There used to be a time when you met that person that you had a very positive behavior towards him. What happened now? Did you forget to set boundaries? Have you ever taken a stand for yourself? Is there something that you find disrespectful? Is there perhaps a way for you to demand the respect that you deserve, but in a non-violent way? How is your emotional intelligence? Are you able to understand your partner's emotions and needs? Or are you just looking at your own emotions and needs? Because you need to understand and act when it comes to emotions and needs. What's your mindset at? Do you want to make things work? Are you looking for the future, or are you just giving up? Are you looking for ways to improve yourself? How do you feel about challenges? Do you find it such a big challenge and you're wimping out? Are you avoiding your problems? Are you avoiding and stacking up your problems? Are you unapproachable as a person? Because you need to find ways to approach your person. There are ways to approach your person. You need to stop showing off your masculine traits, because the masculine traits that you might possess, this is associated with your insecurities, right? So you can be quite rude. And when you're rude, you're exuding your masculine energy. What masculine traits do you have within yourself? What's lacking? What is lacking? Can you see where you're lacking? Are you behaving like a man? Like an imbalanced man? On your aggressive side? Make it a priority to take care of yourself and to take care of the people around you, including your partner. Learn to become a better partner and take responsibility for your life.